So hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of our podcast. My name is Taeyoon Kim, and I'm Marketing Director at Pharmalinea. And I'm very excited to be joined here today by Mr. Taeyoon Kim, who is the CEO and founder of TopHealth.
Thank you. And nice meeting you also here. And as he mentioned, I'm the founder and CEO in TopHealth in Korea.
Great. Just a little bit of background behind TopHealth. So Mr. Kim and TopHealth is a brand owner, a consumer-facing brand. So they sell food supplement products to consumers in South Korea. And I was really interested in making a podcast with you and having you as a guest because you have some very innovative approaches to consumer marketing, which I think many of our brand owners in our audience could really learn from. So from the beginning, from the founding of TopHealth, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Kim has chosen to go with the strategy of direct-to-consumer marketing and specifically in the online channel. And he's doing, or the whole team of TopHealth is doing remarkable things with marketing on social network services, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and so forth. And he's doing that not with cheap Me Too products, not with commodities, not with, the worst form of marketing, but selling added value, selling high quality products, selling clinically studied products, and communicating directly to consumers on a channel where typically companies that work with clinically supported products are not present. So, Mr. Kim, I would like to first maybe ask you about how you chose this path, how you chose the online channel and this type of marketing to begin with.
Okay, before I established my own company named Toppers, I used to work for my father, who is also founder, for the first generation of a supplement business, which sells products to doctors, medical doctors only. And I have been working for him maybe 7 years or 8 years from the very beginning, 2000. And we did exit to that company. But my father didn't want to sell it out because this is a baby, right? Mm-hmm. But I thought that this is very good because there are no competitors outside of my company because nobody can copy it because we already did it, all the setup. So it was great company, but I felt like the customers are getting smarter and smarter, which means back in, let's say, at the beginning of 2000, actually many customers don't really believe the information existing via internet or search engine, which means they go to doctors if doctors say this is good for, let's say, your bone health, then they believe it and they buy vitamin D, let's say. But time went by, I realized this is coming more casual and casual in a way that customer go to internet, then they search it, and they do the comparison with the doctor's product and let's say Amazon's product, and they choose it. So I was thinking after exit our previous company, then what should I do? Maybe I have to do as same as I used to do, or I have to find a new way but I couldn't go with the, let's say, automobile industry or chocolate industry because I have been doing this supplement business for a while. So I thought that okay, let's go with the same products but different channel or different approach. So that's the reason why I chose this channel. But it's not only for online channel, but also for offline channel. But differences between offline channel that I have and previous company has is we used to use the doctors, but we use offline channel as the biggest wholesaler market, such as Costco, let's say, Jaruf maybe in Europe. So that's the reason why I chose and I started this business with these all casual than before.
So you started your own company.
Mm-hmm.
you went with casual market, as you call it, so away from doctor promotion directly to doctors, so medical detailing, right? Away from so more to sales in online and sales also in retail, correct? There's both.
Yes.
There's both. And then the promotion. I'm interested in the promotion. How exactly, which kind of channels you choose to promote, and what kind of activities directly? Is it, as I understand it, it's online. Is it Google search ads? Is it digital native ads popping up on websites? Is it webinars with groups on Facebook or stuff like that? What exactly kind of promotions do you use? And which one I want to get to in more detail in the end.
Okay, as you mentioned, like Google ad, search ad, whatever everybody does, we do. Like, I mean, essentially, have to. But I focus more on something specialized advertisement, which I utilize while I work with, cooperate with this expert group. But also, they are all the experts and influencers. Means it's a bit duplicated, but influencers, but they have their license, like let's say doctors and pharmacists, and maybe some people who wanna be copy their lifestyle. Let's say, but the point is, if you use the celebrity, which means like actor, actress, or let's say comedian or sports star, as a like SNS channel for promote my products, it is good for short term, but like the customer don't feel we are getting close to them because they are like different lifestyle.
Right.
But this kind of like celebrity, but not like this ATL celebrity. Then we feel like we could see him or her in the life. Means like if I go to department store, I could see him, see her. Means that like the customers are feeling that more close, and they could communicate easier. Means that like they think, like customer think and feel, oh, this kind of influencers, maybe we could be friends with later. So what I want to do is, yeah, of course, like if I have like tons of money for marketing to use or utilize, collaborate with these all actress or actor, of course I will. But if you ask me, you have to choose with the same money I have to spend on, then I will choose definitely even this influencers channels to be better.
Right. So you from the start you started working with influencers, correct? And these specialists, these experts, as you call them, pharmacists influencers, doctors influencers, have they been around from the beginning when you started working with them?
No, it's like, cause back in 2017 or 16, I don't remember which year I started my work, but around that years, there is not even existing this kind of like SNS players. But there were, but it's not like major channel. So I just feel and felt that Instagram is getting bigger and bigger, not as just a channel for selling, but as, let's say, like people just go to Instagram and see it. And I saw few products which are supplement that sell through Instagram. So I was asking my marketing director that could you please list up the best or like good influencers, and they gave me a list, and I wrote all the DM direct mail to these all lists, but nobody answers me because they think we are too small, and they don't know who we are, and this channel is not that popular before. So what I do is like I was trying to find out each person, like what kind of things are interesting by this guy, this lady. Then I did approach with a different way than before I did. So I DM with something they're interested. Let's say, for example, Grayson, who started with working with us, and she was interested in fine dining restaurant, something like that. And I saw what we took a lot of time to see all of the feed, and I realized one feed that she couldn't make a reservation for one the restaurant, which is the fine dining for steak. But it was coincidentally one of my best friends is founder of that restaurant. But even though I'm his friend, he couldn't make a reservation because already fully booked for a year. So I went to him and I asked him, like this is not just like for fun, for my business. So he told me that okay, once he have a canceled list, then I will let you know as the first priority. So I get it there, and I asked to her about it, and she started to be getting interested in us. So that's how it started. But it's not like just a network. But if we think like if we really deep into what they are interested in, then every single body could approach them to make them to sell our products or promote our products.
And this was Grace that you were describing, an influencer that is more of a casual influencer. She's not a pharmacist or a doctor.
No, she's like just one person who a lot of ladies want to be. Like fancy restaurant, like luxurious clothing like Gucci or like Lolo Piana and these kind of things. And she was not expert.
Right. And so how did you, this was working well for you, I assume, but then you started working with experts as well. How did that happen? How did you find them? How did you start to cooperate with them?
Yeah, and after this SNS plays goes well, then we kind of like, we're a small company, but means that this SNS has power. Means that we are small, but people see a lot of our products because this is very casual too. Like scroll up, scroll down, they say like Dr. Line comes up. So one of the founder of this Pharma Bros, I had been working with him. Not working with him, I was a sales force, and he was pharmacist back in old days. And he asked me, I think your products is getting known by experts as well. Are you interested in working with us? And it's like, I'm more than honored to work with us. We will work with you because that's what I want to do at the end. But it was a bit difficult for me to ask them first because they're experts, right? And especially Mr. Co-founder of that company. Every single company these days wants to approach him to make their promotion or selling. So I couldn't approach them first because it's not my type, and I don't really think that it works. But it's, I think, fortunately, or like this SNS channel is a big power. So they ask me.
And they were one of the first movers, as I understand correctly, these Pharma Bros. Just incidentally for our listeners, Pharma Bros is this collective company of pharmacist influencers, basically, right? Yeah. And they were one of the first movers in doing this, moving their communication online and reaching much wider audience than in the pharmacy alone, correct?
Yes, and not even one of the first mover. Actually, he is the first mover.
He's the first mover. Yeah. Okay.
He never chosen products because of his friend of mine. He's not my friend of mine anyways. Even if he has friends who wants to sell through him, it has to be a product itself has history and technology and USP. If he feels there is nothing like that, then he doesn't. So that's just wanted to explain how it is.
So if even the biggest brand in the world approaches him with a product that has no specific USP, no technology, they'll say no.
Definitely, I'm not him, but as far as I know about him, for few years, no.
Okay. And just to understand the scale of this, as I understand it, these pharmacist influencers, they don't have the largest following in the world, right? You have influencers that have much larger followings, right?
Mhm.
But they have, if I'm not mistaken, very big influence
Mhm.
on purchasing decisions of consumers when it comes to high quality supplements, right?
Mhm. Yes, correct.
So what's the scale, let's say, of their following? How big is their following?
It's 100,000 followers,
100,000?
but it's still big. But compared to the biggest one,
Yeah.
and but like YouTube channel, Mr. Go has like 2 mil.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, of course like numbers of followers guarantees that like the more chance to sell more, but it doesn't guarantee that like the more followers, the more sold. I mean, selling sold. How
Sales,
to express it? Yeah,
right.
yeah. It's a matter of like how followers trust him,
Mhm.
how followers think of him as he introduced good quality of products, because it's not made by 1 day or 2 days.
Mhm.
He has been they have been doing this like information lecture,
Mhm.
not selling, for many years, because then that made themselves as like, oh, this guy we could trust him. So I think it looks very easy to sell because you just take a picture and take a video, but like and especially for business trip with them for a few days, I couldn't do it if you give me $1 million, $100 billion, because every single where they go, they do do contents and do this. So I think that your question about like followers, and then it is important, but more important is how they have been built up their
Mhm.
reputation.
Right. And this is what they protect by really being selective about their products, right? As soon as they intake low quality products, they ruin their reputation and they lose then
Yeah, then
the
they're done.
influence.
Yes.
Right. Okay. When you start a campaign with them,
Mhm.
what does a typical campaign look like? Like, what do they talk about? How many products is it? How long does it last? And maybe some good results that you've had with them.
Okay. What they do first is like they explain it, which is fact based or like scientific fact, and they don't mention any product first. They just try to understand why you need, let's say, magnesium, right? Why you need magnesium? Because in Korean regulation, like we just could like as a customer, if we don't go to a detail, then they're like the statement permitted by MFDS, which is Korean FDA, is good for muscle release or like feeling of muscle release. But like what they do is, if they think like magnesium has more function, then they try to explain. You know, this kind of people who has this lifestyle, you have to intake it, and if you feel this feeling, then you have to intake the magnesium. Then a few days later, then lots of comments from customers. Then what do you suggest, or like what do you prefer,
Mhm.
or like could you please open the selling channel? We call it like group selling, which is like in Korean 공동 구매 means, 공동 means like group, 구매 means selling. So then sometimes if they think this is not good for him to or her to sell, they just don't sell. But if they think that it's worth it to sell, it's not about like money. It's about like their reputation and for customers' health. Then maybe I don't really know the system of how many days after, but usually maybe in 1 week or 2 weeks, they post our Dr. Line magnesium. Then you ask me how many unit, but it was 12K for 3.5 days.
12,000 units.
12,000, 2,000. So
Yes.
12,000
12,000.
units. But we couldn't sell more because we were out of stock.
So you think it could have been even more if there was
For
stock?
sure. Like we talked just before, it's like 20K easily.
In 3 to 4 days.
In maybe that case, in a week.
Okay, I'm sure everybody's taking a breath right now at home, listening to these numbers. And a question that pops into my greedy mind now is, how far can you scale this? Can you just say, okay, we have one influencer, let's go with 10 of these influencers and have 10 times the result, right? Does it work that way?
No.
No.
No. I mean, I could be. I mean, I'm not expert, but I mean, I'm just saying from my experience, we did it like before, not with the expert, but with other influencers. But it's not like 1 + 1 = 2, because like if every single body sells, then customers think that it's not unique, and also sellers like influencers don't like it, and they don't really put their all efforts on products because it has to be quality based, but at the same time it has to be unique. So we are trying really to control numbers of sellers. Even as you asked me at the break time, it's MBA. If we do MBA, oh, for sure, like you have to like 10 times, 12 times. But from my experience, I don't think that's a good way of working. At this channel, at least, from my experience.
So just to clarify, at a single moment in time, you have a campaign with one influencer for one product.
Yes. Well, one product, few products, if they want to combine, it fits to their followers, it fits to their knowledge.
And what type of product maybe are you promoting now through this channel? Just so our listeners know, what is the type of product that they could push through these channels?
Oh, I think it depends on sellers and influencers. If the lady who we want to be, then maybe a collagen, or like let's say vaginal health one, or like something vitamin C, or like Q10 for maybe skin or something. And if the pharmacist influencers, they fit to, let's say, magnesium and iron, or like something more details, or like deep or like narrow. But the funny thing is, this it's not funny thing, but good thing with working with this expert group influencers is that even like commodity one, like let's say probiotics, vitamin D, multivitamin, or something that like vaginal health, or something like what did I say? Yeah, collagen. they sell good. So it means like this part with wannabe, the bit we have to really think of it, like which kind of products fit to them. But I think the expert, of course, like each expert has their own strong point to sell each product. But in general, like these expert influencers fit to every single product. That's my experience.
Okay, so that's also good to know. Do you think that that it was very important that you were quick to recognize the potential of this channel and to secure cooperation with these influencers, or can new companies be added every day, or is it really important to be quick to jump on this type of promotion?
I mean, I don't really know the other markets, let's say Slovenian market and Danish market or US market, but from Korean market, I mean, in general, I think like your market also, like the sooner is the better, because customers just remember the first move in general. It's this especially for this one. I mean, like of course, like other players will do it, and they are doing great job. But I think the sooner, the more chance we could have. It doesn't mean that like second mover could not be good. It doesn't mean that. But what I want to try to say is, the sooner is the more the chance we could have. So.
Okay. Apart from the sooner the better, is there any last piece of advice you would give the brand owners for different markets out there based on what you've learned with this type of marketing?
I mean, I don't know like all European country or like North America, like other Asia, but these days Korean regulation for labor is getting tough. Means that like even if my colleagues wants to work more, the government blocked it, they work. And it's really control or like work with the many colleagues and sales forces. There are many risks in terms of regulation. Means but this kind of channels doesn't really have to have all of these sales forces. Means it's more efficient. I mean, because you see like 10,000 view for one feed. If you think like if you hit the 10,000 hit, if you go to person by person, or even if you use the advertisement, Google target advertisement, it costs money, right? But this one is, I think, faster and more efficient in many ways. So I don't really remember what is more efficient, which kind of things we have more. But like I feel in many ways there are lots of things we could take good things from this channel.
All right. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Taeyoon Kim, for being our guest.
Thank you.
Thank you to our audience for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.